Okay, I literally spent like half an hour going through this album, and then I realized half of it was probably out of focus because I was sitting down and not standing up to check to see if I was in focus. Okay, so if you follow me on Instagram, you have seen sneak peeks, and I did a very quick flip through of this coffee cup mini album. So the idea I got from Wilma. She has made so many albums using a coffee cup. Now, I am a coffee drinker. I just love my coffee. And there are some times when a barista will give you 2 cups because your coffee's so hot, you will literally burn your fingers. And so then I have this extra clean cup, and I just felt so wasteful throwing it in the trash. And so I thought, oh my goodness, this is perfect, the perfect project to recycle these coffee cups. And so that's what you see here. The background is a coffee cup. This whitish that I inked is a coffee cup. And now her tutorial, she shows the inserts and they're bound. So there would be a middle piece here and it would be like a book more so. But I did not have time to watch the rest of the tutorials on how to do that. So I knew I am gonna have to cut it up and add the binder rings because that's just more easier. But if I did have time, I would have done the whole thing bound. But anyway, okay, with that being said, let's look at the precious. These are some trims that I have here in my stash. We have this beautiful pale peachy pink, this fuzzy gold that I got on a clearance. You know, check out those Christmas clearance trims in Hobby Lobby. You could use those for so many collections. And then I have this like oatmeal type of palm trim, and then this velvet black one. And then I just tied it all together there with some gold sequence thread that you can get at Hobby Lobby. And then I just made a little tassel. Now, I think I'm going to add a little bit more to fluff it up a bit, but I don't have it currently in my stash. I have to go buy it. I have a lot of trim that's more for like vibrant collections, but as far as this vintagey, heritage, and marigold, I need to buy some trim for that. But anyway, let's talk about this. So I inked it with a Tim Holtz Distress Oxide Dried Marigold. Now, I thought that the shade was going to be more of a pale orange like what you see on the label. But this is my first time using these type of oxides. This is my first one, actually. So I didn't know how pigmented it is. And it's very, very pigmented because this is what I got from just a bit. Yeah, so it takes a little bit of playing with, right? But who doesn't like playing with scrapbooking products? It's fun sometimes to get messy. A little bit more orange than what I wanted, but I'm still happy with it. And then those splats are Heidi Swap Color Shine, and I have just a bit left, but there's still some in there. So I'll use that. And then a bit of layering. I just love to layer paper on paper and texture. It's just one of my favorite things to do in both scrapbooking and any kind of paper project that I do. This gold foil piece, and then this adhesive lace right here. I've had in my stash for quite a bit. I want to say it was an old Tuesday morning find. And then this gold foiled doily, and then this layering piece right here is that wood grain, and then this is from the cut apart, right? There's like a, not a face, but a silhouette. And then I put this cute goose there. Then one of the flowers that comes in the paper flowers pack, but I took off the centerpiece, took off this piece right here so that I can add a very, very pretty gem. I felt like it needed some texture up on top because we have it here on the bottom and it needs some on top. So I added some of that gold sequence trim. Then this board sticker from Tim Holtz Autumn, backed it up on just some scrap piece of paper so it wouldn't get lost. And then this tissue bow that I made using that tissue from Anthropology, that fall tissue. And then this was looking kind of whole of nothing. And so I added that foil stamp from the 6x6 pad that you can fussy cut. That's that. Open it up here, And this paper is from Marigold. And that's the color, but maybe a little bit more on the orangey side that I thought this was going to be. But, because it says it's Marigold. But anyway, yeah. In between these two papers is cardboard or chipboard. Cardboard or chipboard? I'll have to find out what's the difference between the two. That's what's making it sturdy, right? Here, I kept it pretty simple. A scrap piece of book paper. And then here, so now I don't have any chipboard from the Marigold or the Heritage Collection. So I had to make my own chipboard. Well, how did I make my own chipboard? You're asking? Well, you get one of these sheets, right? A sheet that has most of all the elements that are in the collection. Generally cut around it. You don't have to go super detailed. Then I glue that on a piece of thin cardboard. Like, let's just take one of these, for instance. I would glue that on here. Once it's dried, then I fussy cut in detail. And then that creates chipboard. I also wanted the sturdiness. Didn't want it to tear easily. So then I add some stickles because I just think stickles just makes your project so sparkly. Okay, so for every insert, I sewed with pink thread using my sewing machine. Give it that texture so it would be so plain. I wasn't planning on using white cardstock for the pages, but I think because there's a lot of texture and pattern going on, let's have a solid base to bring it all in, where it's not drowning. It doesn't look so cluttered. On the back here, I have one of those sticker stamps. Here I have that cut apart sheet. In the Heritage Collection, there's a cut apart sheet of all these photos of Maggie Holmes' childhood, which I think is really cool and personal. However, how would one use them in memory keeping projects when you already have photos of your family and these photos aren't of you? I thought it was cool when I first saw the collection, but then I was like, that's going to be hard for us because it's not, that photo isn't about us. So I just thought that it's still a good layering piece. It's still a good piece to layer behind what you want the focus to be on. So this is a title page, and then here there's a sheet that has a whole bunch of stamps on it, so I just fussy cut that out. Then another one of my chipboard pieces, and that's that skirt. I just love that skirt. Oh my goodness, I just love it. And then this ruffle piece that I made. And then this phrase that is from a phrase cut apart. I'm calling it a cut apart because you can cut them apart and use them as titles, but you can use the whole page as is as well. And these are a few of my favorite things. That's just the perfect title to start your album, right? One of those wax pieces. And this right here is a thicker. Now, if you don't have a lot of embellishments, like I don't, from any collection, but you do have alphas, you can totally use your alphas and the extra punctuation marks or signs. So here I use the crosses. You can use the ampersand. Sometimes the thickers will have like a less than, more than sign, like the arrows, and you can use that as well. You can use those as extra embellishment pieces. So that's what I did. I used that little cross sign there. Then the next page here is pretty simple because of the photo. This is a photo page. One would enter their photo there and make that be the focus. So these are just simple layering pieces. I really, really do like this cut apart. And I also like the same, but we couldn't salvage it. But I'm real surprised that I like this cut apart because it's kind of like a, how I would describe it is it's not a vector illustration, it's a raster illustration. If you're in design, you would know what I mean, but I don't know how to say it in more simple terms. I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, moving on. Then again, some of that scrap book paper, and then this gold foil washi that is from Hobby Lobby, I want to say. It's pretty old, but it goes really well with the vintagey collections from Crepe Paper and Maggie Holmes. Some of that notebook paper that's in the Marigold? No, it's in the Heritage, so that she can put some journaling there. And then again, I don't have any of the embellishments, so I had to make my own. Cut that out, remember, back that on some glitter, and then on a very pretty polka dot paper. Some blue thread right there to go with the blues that are in this collection as well. A cluster of sequins and some Maggie Holmes washi tape. There we go. In the back, I have a tag, and I have this bow here from the new dies that I bought. I'll show y'all in the haul in a bit. That wood veneer from Hobby Lobby. This little leaf, I've had it for a while now, and I realized that it goes really well with like a faded black shade that she has there in the collection. And then that beautiful gem that reminds me so much of Prima. Those Hobby Lobby gems remind me so much of those Prima gems. Over here is a photo. And this is from the journaling pack, I think. So I've noticed that collections are starting to come out with journaling packs. They are more expensive than the ephemera ones, $8.99, $9.99. But they are worth it if you make mini albums too. Some of that adhesive lace, so that means that it has like stickiness in the back. And then that sticker, I added some stickles to it to just make it sparkle just a bit. That banner with stickles to it. So it doesn't really just look like a scrap piece of paper, but it makes it its own embellishment. This bow that I had to turn into chipboard, make it more sturdy, and that pumpkin back there, which I don't remember where I got that from. Could be a Hobby Lobby buy. Then the back here, now this is not Maggie Holmes. This is from my stash. I want to say it's by Basic Gray. And then this bow piece. So this bow die gives me two of the parts that bend, you know, the actual bow. And it's just two-dimensional for this album. Maybe if it was going on top of like an embellishment box or something, you would want that dimension. But for this that you're going to be closing, it was two-dimensional, so I had an extra piece. And so I just turned it into another bow using a beautiful gem there. So pretty. And then it had a lot of white space, so I splatted some Heidi Shine there. Then I made a pocket, so you could put your journal in there if you wanted to, or more photos. And this is a doily from a Hobby Lobby clearance die purchase. This by Momenta, and it's this one right here. This leaf is from my stash. It's actually a Target dollar spot. I don't know if y'all have some of these. They go good with the heritage, like all the collections she's been coming out with lately that are more like on a vintagey vibe. They go pretty well. And I fussy cut this flower out, and then I add some stickles to the leaves. This flower is from Hobby Lobby from the clearance. Added that pretty gem there. That swan that's foiled. Added her on some foam. Then in the back here is another frame. Now, okay, I didn't see it at first, but now that I have seen it, I can't unsee it. But this paper, I've had it for a long time. I used bits and bits and bits of it, and never did I see 101 Dalmatians. And now that I see it, I could not unsee 101 Dalmatians. But anyway, it's still very, very pretty. It's kind of like flocked. Is that what they call it? Or fleeced. It's got like a velvety texture. And this could be for like a 2x2 photo, I believe. Also, I didn't mention, but like this, I didn't glue it all the way down. So you can put your photo in there. And then when you're done, you can glue that down. This is probably a 3x4. This is probably a 3x3. And this is probably a 2x2. So here we have, this is a piece from the open book collection. That wood veneer from Hobby Lobby. This beautiful book. The color combo here, the pale pink, the like rust brown, and the mustard yellow. Oh my gosh. So fall. Just gorgeous. And then this I had to make myself. I love this paper. It's like a floral, but the main color is like a lavender. So pretty. It is one of my favorite papers in the collection, in the Heritage collection. It's this one right here. So pretty. This was actually like a prize ribbon cutout, but it wasn't working, so I had to make it into a banner. And then I did a faux stitching right there using that tool, that wheel that I told y'all about that you can get at Hobby Lobby for like $2, $3. Just everything, the way it worked out was so pretty. So over here is also one of my favorites, orangey doily. And then I laminated some lace and made tags. This butterfly is from Hobby Lobby. Yeah, one of the clearance. I took out the middle piece because it was it's not my style at all. The middle piece was this bulky gold, and it wasn't a pretty gold, and with the antennas and so I took that off and I added that fuzzy trim there for the body, and I think that goes a whole lot better. And then again, layer it with that beautiful floral paper. Then this gorgeous lady. Backed her up on some thicker foam to really pop her out. Gave her a bow with the tiniest little gem there. And then added this little shine to it. I made my own little fall sequence mix here, both from the Dollar Tree, the container and the sequence. Yeah, this is just one of my favorites. I thought about adding black and white, but I decided to bring more of the yellow, added that instead. Then in the back here is very simple, so that you can put your photo. This could be a 3x3 or a 2x2. And then this does, you know, I didn't glue it all the way so that your photo can fit in there. And then this is a pocket. I added some like Halloween word letters. I don't use them, but I wanted them to be used. So in every Happy Meal swap, I'm gonna add something that I have in my stash that is nice. Like it's not like I don't like it, I'm gonna get rid of it, I'm gonna give it to Happy Meal swapper. The fall words are pretty. I've obviously used them in here, but I know I'm not gonna use the Halloween words. And so I think she likes Halloween, so I'm gonna gift her those instead of them just being in my stash, you know? And this is a pocket, so she could take those out. She got more photos or journaling in there. These are the moments I want to keep in my heart forever. The perfect ending to a memory keeping album. And then in the back here, I didn't want that white to be sticking out, so I covered it with some gold foil. And I wish I would have done that to the rest, like the back here. It just makes your project that much more detailed, like more thought into it. Here, I just added my stamp, but if she wanted to take it off, she could very carefully, if she wanted to. That is the mini album. I've just not been in the scrap mood, like the creative mood. But I still wanted to create. What I'm trying to say is I didn't have an hour. Couldn't sit down and process creatively for a whole hour. But 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes the most I could do. This album actually took days to complete. Not in hours, but I meant in little bits here and there. For instance, like this right here, actually like 4 to 5 days to do because I would just do 10 to 15 minutes at a time. So it took me a while to complete this album, and I do not like it. You know, this would be perfect to document your fall favorites, like maybe put a picture of your favorite boots, you know, put a picture of your favorite drink right there, put a picture here of your favorite fall view, you know, like maybe a tree or something on your way to work, and then here put a picture of your favorite thing to eat, and then here maybe a picture of you on a fall day or something. It's just so perfect for that. The next one, I'm going to show some haul things. It'd be good that I share this first. Usually I share my haul and then what I created after, but now you can reference this video as to all the things that I did get. But I just wanted to show you all this because I know that I've shared this on my Instagram and people want to know how it turned out. Thanks for the interest. And I'll see you all in my next one.